About the same fear and what they might do if they catch us. With that mentality, you might just be like, I'm gonna go back to master and tell him I was with the niggas, but I turned around, but they went right up there up the road, and you get everybody killed. That's why Harry had the shotgun to your back. You heard everybody doing the song. She had the shotgun to your back, because once you start on this path, it ain't no turning back.
Come on now.
Once you know, you can't unknow.
You gotta act like you know.
You can't act like you don't know.
Come on now.
Because now you're being held accountable for what you're supposed to be doing.
Come on now.
And accountability is the line in the sand between your success or your stagnation.
Come on now. Accountability is what you said.
Yes, sir.
So that means you it's some doing that got to go on. You got to do. Not bump.
How they say in the streets, you got to get active.
Ooh.
You got to get active in the streets, man.
You see?
You got to get active in the books.
Ooh.
You got to get active in your prayers, your meditation, and your research and your study, man.
Your documentaries.
And your actions, you know what I'm saying, got to match up.
Right on. And your company that you keep. Because you remember, just like you said, Mama Harry gonna bust them because that energy gonna bring about, you see, that fearful energy gonna bring about something negative. We ain't on that.
Right.
We don't have up now. We ain't scared now. Scared of what? You know what I mean? God didn't give us the spirit of fear. Now, how can you take that approach to life when you doing what you're supposed to do, when you're doing the work? That's how you can take that approach to life in a fearless state of mind. Fearless. The only way you can do that is if you're prepared. Like we saying, Art of War. What you doing? You see what I'm saying? This third grade. You know what I mean? Not to be arrogant, but do we know? You know what I'm saying? In the third grade? No, they ain't taught us no about nationality and the concept of it. Why is it important, family? Nationality is nationality, and the concept of nationality is important for this reason and this reason alone. It connects you to the universal God. You see, your nationality does. Because it bypasses all of these demigods, the demos.
The lesser.
That you get through denominational worship. You see? Because you're receiving it in a uncoded way. An uncoded form. You see what I'm saying? When you're supposed to be able to crack the codes. You see what I'm saying? Excuse me. It's coming in a coded form. I said uncoded, but it's coming in a coded form, and you're not able to crack the code to make it, you see what I'm saying? To see it like you're supposed to see it. That's nationality, you see what I'm saying, busts all that up. Because nationality, you remember, it says a common people, a group of people who have a common beginning. That's first. We all thinking the same because we come from the same place. Tradition. Tradition meaning, again, popping firecrackers on the 4th of July is not the tradition that your nationality will call for. That will be a tradition that will connect you to a 3/5 of a frequency that this corporation creates to worship the corporation. Meaning, you giving up your power again. You saying that you independent because a corporation made you independent and gave you freedom. No, that's far from the truth. And then last but not importantly, language. You remember we said that language is law? You thinking, you see what I'm saying again, that where you live, if I ask you where you live, where do you live, you're gonna spew out a corporate city name. The city of this, etc. When that language is only created for within the jurisdiction of what we're talking about that relates to this 3/5 of a frequency. This is a jurisdiction that only this language can benefit you, I guess, quote unquote. You see, if you talking that kind of talk, is only inside the jurisdiction of this political realm of democratic and republican. You see, that at the end of the day, you're missing out on your holistic way of living because you've been pledging allegiance to a 3/5 of a person. That's not connected to your nationality. You remember we said nationality, it directly relates you to land, You have a flag, as you can see. You have a seal, as you can see. You have the people, and you have a constitution. You see, going back to language. So within that constitution, the language has to be, you see what I'm saying, agreeing with where you come from. You can't be talking a foreign language, you see, and be able to get out of be able to get out of this corporation what you're supposed to get out of. Because again, there is laws that protect you from getting raped. That's what I want to say. And we have to get into, again, the 12 powers of man to be able to even tap into these laws that we're speaking about, that draws the line, like that trumps, you see, no pun intended, trumps this 3/5 of a person frequency. It's called God, the God body self, or your light body self, you see, the light worker. You get these degrees within the 12 powers of man, these 12 different departments in your natural human body. But going back to the work, you have to do the work. You have to be able to crack the codes to where, you see what I'm saying? The codes were set, because there's different codes set starting in the independent school district and Sunday school. That's where these codes are set. And they're set again with the ability to crack them, but somebody got to ask the question. Remember when you say ask and you shall receive. Now, if we just going through these institutions and not asking no questions like Mama Harriet and them, see, Mama Harriet and them was asking questions. And then they find the answers, as we can see. That's where you get the Underground Railroad. That's what Big Frank, you know what I mean, gained his motivation.
Thanks.
From asking questions and then said, oh, the universe, oh, this is what it is. You see what I'm saying? Because they're going to come to you. Again, the only way you can begin to understand how the 12 powers of man work is when you start to eliminate all of the old tomfoolery that has been installed in us as a people. I'm talking about humanity here. You see? And this tomfoolery is directly connected to fear. And as we can see, fear is running rampant within our community. I'm talking about my people specifically now. You see?
And a lot of the shit that is causing the fear is that's its sole purpose. Is fear projected. What you watching on TV, you know, everything that they telling us about our current situation is to cause fear. And what's that's gonna do? Cause stress.
It's gonna lock that motor up.
In other words, it's gonna make your system, your body, it's gonna make it weaker. Your engine you have to turn it over, get a jump start. You know what I'm saying, to get your body in a operating fashion.
It's gonna lock it up, man. And you know that motor. What happened when that motor lock up? What we gotta do? You can't. This either you get a new motor.
That's what I've been saying.
Or a new car, a new automobile.
One of the two.
One of the two. But when that motor lock up, you're done. Now, as it relates to a human being, that motor locking up, listen real good to me, family. And try your best not to be emotional about what Brother Second Son is about to say. But it's the God's honest truth. You see? The truth will set you free if you go ahead and deal with it. Now, as it relates to a human being, the symbology of your motor locking up comes in the form of depression, comes in the form of hypertension, comes in the form of diabetes, comes in the form of heart issues, heart trouble, comes in the form of any form of cancer. You see where we're going? We can go on and on with these. These are forms of your motor locking up. Why are we saying this? Because as it relates to the 12 powers of man, remember we told y'all each power is connected to an organ.
You